Greetings from the Drummond Geometry channel again. We're going to continue with the 10-year Treasury note. Did a forecast on Friday and want to dig into that a little bit on the lower time periods and show how the yes and no patterns were dictating how that market was unfolding for the day. As talked about in the previous video, there's a 5-2 on the monthly chart, a 5-9 on the weekly chart, and those are holding so far. And going into the daily chart, we had expected a daily PL dot refresh in this area, and that's what we got. And let me show you on the 60-minute and on the 15-minute how that played out. 60 minutes on the left. There is the bar that came out at from 8 to 9 o'clock when they released non-farm payrolls. That bar recovered, and then we got up here to a nice hourly C wave up, which also stopped at the daily envelope bottom. And now I guess we're interested in, is this an indication that this market is going to break out above this, or what's going to happen? And looking over here on the right at the 15-minute chart, that's the high for that hourly bar. Moves inside the envelope on the 15-minute, and it starts pushing down below the 15-minute PL dots, and never quite gets going. Never see any C waves on the 15-minute chart going up above the 15-minute envelope top. So let me back up for a second and say this another way. This is an hourly close well above the envelope top in daily resistance. And is this going to break or is it going to hold? You see the next hourly bar moves inside the envelope, and that daily envelope bottom is holding as resistance. And if that envelope bottom was going to break and prices were going to move higher towards the daily PL dot, we would have started to see that on the 15-minute chart. And the 15-minute chart, rather than closing down below its PL dot, would have started pushing up above and perhaps coming down and testing this area and then moving higher. So in Drummond, in methodology, we're talking about, I want the chart to tell me whether this area is holding or whether it's breaking. If it's breaking and moving higher, and that's what I anticipate, then I'm looking for a yes pattern. And a yes pattern would be over here on the 15-minute chart, that this is breaking and it's starting to move above that, and we're closing up above the 15-minute PL dots. So no yes pattern here. All we get is no, no, no. Market pushing down, then after lunch resumes that downward pressure. So this is a really, really straightforward example of looking at this hourly time period in higher time period resistance and how it's reacting to that, and a clear indication that right here in this area this move is finished, and you may want to hang out until the end after lunchtime and see what happens. But you know, being a Friday afternoon and looking back or checking back in at 2 o'clock here, and that bar is down below its hourly PL dot, and the next one closes, and I think we're done for the day. So that's an indication of yes and no patterns unfolding from Friday's forecast on the 10-year Treasury note. And we'll dig into this a little bit in the coming days and see if we're going to get that weekly PL dot refresh, because we do have some support holding here, and this, I'm jumping around a bit, I apologize, but this was an exhaust bar setting up. The farther out support area held, the nearby support area held, and so we're looking for a PL dot refresh on a daily basis, or perhaps up here towards where the weekly PL dot will be next week. Hope that helps. I hope that explains everything. Please let me know if it didn't, and I'll do my best to come up with something a little bit clearer. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.